Guys, I have stuff here. I have stuff here. I have stuff everywhere. It's ridiculous. I don't love it. But Mariah said that Friday is going to be bins day, which means that we're going to take all these bins and move them into our storage so that I don't have so much stuff clogging up my photo area. Not photo area. What is this called? Video area. I record over here now. And I want to be, not all cramped in here. But we'll fix it. So, by the way, welcome back to the channel. My name's Isaiah. I'm a six-figure shoe seller, and my wife and I, we decided to create this series in order to document our journey as we ascend the ladder towards financial freedom. We try to call this our financial freedom breakdown, where every single week we sit down and talk about our business and expenses, and hopefully every week we're moving closer and closer to our goal of financial freedom. Right now, we're in stage 2, which means that we are trying to build 1 month of emergency savings so that we can start paying off our debt aggressively, which is stage 3. And then once we do that, we're going to try to build a 6-month emergency fund, which is stage 4. So let me show y'all the normal part of the show of Isaiah isn't capping, basically. So I got to show you guys what my sales are looking like. Are you ready? Let's do this. And then I want to kind of breeze through a lot of the stuff that we normally talk about so that I can kind of go face-to-face with you guys and talk about kind of the challenges that we ran into last week. But let's do this. All right. Number 1. So we did $4,000 and $4,005.71 in sales from March 11th to March 17th. That's the period of time we're talking about last week. We sold 191 items with just under $21 ASP. Question, Isaiah. Why is your ASP so freaking low? Main reasons because we're selling a lot of stuff right now for like $3, $4, $5, $7, $9.
Get it out of here.
Oh, that's why, to get it out of there. We have a bunch of stuff that's like a year plus old, like a year old, a year and a half old, maybe 2 years old. And we're just cutting through all that stuff now, which is fine. I don't love the idea of selling stuff for $8 all in, $10, $12 all in, including shipping. But I mean, would I rather keep the stuff and have a higher ASP for the YouTubes, or would I rather get rid of the stuff and then y'all think I'm a fool? I don't know. But our net sales amount, which is our cash flow, is how I usually describe it. In other words, the amount that eBay sends us to our bank accounts, that was around $2,145.38. Our goal is to, you guys couldn't hear that. Let me say it one more time. $2,145.38. Now, usually, we're trying to make sure that number is higher than $1,628, and it is. So that works for us. We're about $500 above that amount, which is really good for us, and that's what we're aiming for. Let's talk about our checklist real quick. We had 2 goals last week. One of them was to hit our savings target, so just making sure we're saving every single day. We did that. We saved around like $136 or so last week, and the goal is to save around a minimum $119 a week in order to be on track for our goal. I would love for us to push our savings even more aggressively, but our minimum saving is $119 a week right now. Because by the time I'm 25 years old, which is going to be in like 7 months or whatever, I want to be in a position where we can invest money. And to do that, I want to get through stage 2 and stage 3. So, and stage 4. I guess investing is
all
in
the
stage 4.
stages.
Yeah, all of them. So, number 2, the second goal that we had was to do like heavy clothing listings. We wanted to be listing like 25, 35 pieces of clothing per day, so that we can get through my entire clothing death pile. And guess what? I didn't do that. I didn't want to. I just didn't want to. I'm gonna explain why a little bit later, but it was a whole journey. Now, finally, what was our cash flow average? It's around $11.23 per pair, bringing our profit somewhere around like $8 or so per item. How many pairs, and that's kind of good with us having so many pairs going through our markdown sale. To be at $8 profit per pair despite selling so much stuff for $3, $4 is pretty impressive. That means that a lot of the other items we're putting in is counteracting those lower sales, thus allowing us to be around $8. Ideally, I want to be around like $12, $15 profit per item, but whatever, it's okay. We needed to sell 145 pairs. We sold 191, so that's a dub. On average, around 27 pairs per day or so. We worked around 65 hours, and we listed around 113 items. So our cash flow target, again, is $16.28, and we ended up hitting it by about $517. And when it comes to our efficiency, which is just basically our cash flow divided by the hours worked, it's around $33.18 per hour. So every hour I work, I generate around $33 into the bank account, which isn't bad. All right,
We love that. We love that for us.
I saw this study where it was like the half of Americans have less than $500 in savings, with 36% having $100 or less in savings. We are higher than the 36% now, and almost higher than half of Americans. So we're getting there, bit by bit. Bit by bit. So I think in like a couple of days we should cross this one for the account that we're using for saving. We made a high yield account, and like in that high yield account we should be above that 500 soon. So that's really cool. And then I read some more stuff about the study, but most of it doesn't really matter to you guys. But if you want to see the study, it's like Go Banking Ranks or whatever. It is how much money do Americans have in their bank accounts by 2024. All right, let's do some face stuff. Stop sharing. So ups of, oops, I gotta pull this down. Ups of last week were, we're at about 1/6 of our goal when it comes to like how much we're trying to save. And I think that we did pretty good last week. We even had enough excess cash from what we've been doing over the last several weeks to, you want to come in? You want to come? No? You're good? His eyes out here being audible. But we had enough extra money, so we was able to do like additional donations to my mom for my cousin's funeral. So that was really good for us. And I think that we should be able to like kick up our savings amount even higher, maybe even get to the point where we're putting in $300, $400, $500 a week into savings, rather than just putting in a couple of $100s or so. We also are trying to expand the ways that we're getting our inventory. I used to think that I needed to focus on getting as many items in one place at a low price. And now I'm like, let's go to as many places as we can to get our hands and eyes on as many shoes as possible. I know that's like a really common thing. Everyone says to do that. But for us, it was making more sense for a long time to go to one place to get all of our inventory. And now it makes more sense to go to several places or a lot of places. So like the metric now is how many stores did we go to? Did we go to 3 this week? Did we go to 7? Did we go to 15? And we also want to start like implementing these longer range trips where we're getting a bunch of inventory from like even other states and things of that sort. Mm-hmm. All right. The downs. We didn't do the clothes. We didn't do the clothes at all. I was supposed to do 25 to 35 clothing per day, and I did like 25 one day. The next day I did like 7, and then I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. The reason why, so I bought a back brace because I was having crazy back pain. Turns out the reason why is because of my form. Like I bend too much when I'm taking photos. And number 2, you're supposed to have like for an elevated flat lay, you're supposed to have like a, what is it? Like a 20-inch. It's supposed to be like 20 inches off the ground, 25 inches off the ground. Mine is like 15 inches off the ground. And I guess it's too low, and it makes my back hurt because I have to bend so much. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Because here's the thing. If you guys gave me 500 pieces of clothing and like sat them on the table and was like, all right, go through this clothing, pull out all the good stuff, I would be able to do that. But I wouldn't know the difference between these are $15 pieces of clothing, these are $25 pieces of clothing, these are $50, these are $100, these are $150, unless it has something like really obvious like, this is embroidered on a vintage tag and this, that, and the other. Like, I don't know anything, really. Like, I know some stuff, but I don't know anything for real. I'm not an expert at clothing. And it would take me a year or so before I get really, really good where I can make a bunch of money doing it. But, like, why not just do more shoes? Like, why not just go to more stores and get more shoes? Because this happened this week, actually. Remember, we were inside of Goodwill, and I found a Woolrich shirt. It was a 3XL, big and tall shirt, right? Sells for like $28, $29. Now, I decided to go through the racks and see if I could find another one of these so I could sell it, so I can get 2 or 3 that I can sell for $28 to $30. And we're going to buy it for $5. It was $5 in the store. I go through, I don't find another one, and I look at the shirt for stains and stuff like that, and I see there's a massive hole in the button. Like, right by the button, there's a big hole there. So, like, no, this is not a $29 shirt. And in my head, before I went to go look for those shirts, I was saying, I could just not and go to another store. I could just go get another shoe instead of buying this shirt. Or, like, trying to figure out what's going on with this shirt. But instead, guess what I did? I looked through all that stuff. And it's just a waste of my time. I can just go to more stores. Because I'm so good at shoes, y'all. Like, I am legit at shoes, kind of. You know, like, I mean, compared to some other shoe sellers, like, they're cooking me. But, like, I'm pretty good at shoes. I know most of the things. It's just that sometimes I get in my own way and I care a lot about sell-through rate, which causes me to have a lower profit than some other people do. But even still, like, I pay all my bills, my family's good. Like, we do what we're supposed to do on the shoe side. So, are you okay?
She's biting.
Oh, she's biting you?
Yeah.
I was like, why are you grunting?
Sorry, I didn't want to, Tom and Jerry, yow, in your video. So a grunt was good.
Yeah, I got you. For sure.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just think that I can just, instead of trying to do, because my goal was going to be like, hey guys, my name is Isaiah. I'm a 6-figure shoe seller and a 6-figure clothing seller. Sheller. And, whatever. I forgot the rest of the intro. But that was my intention, but I don't think so. I think I'm good. I'd rather just do, instead of trying to do like 15K in shoes and then 8K in clothing, I would rather just do 23K in shoes. It's easier. It's faster. I can train people a lot easier in shoes. I know I have a massive unfair advantage in shoes compared to other categories. I think I'm good. That's it.
But hey, you tried it though.
I really did. But my lower back ain't having it. I don't feel like because here's the thing. Let me explain this to you. Because y'all like, I mean, just raise your photo setup up. Like, why? Like, why would I go build a new photo setup to go do clothing? Like, I already built one. Go build another one and make it like why? Why? Okay, all right. Build a new photo setup. What about my inventory? You want me to build a new inventory system for clothing too? Because I don't have one. All of my clothing is upstairs on the floor in a big pile. It's in a huge pile of like 125 pieces of clothing, and I have to like go through that pile to find stuff. So what you want me to do? Go get the boxes that that everybody uses for their inventory. Go buy some bags, put the clothes in bags, and then like have that inventory system. I'm gonna go buy shelves too for it. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? Somebody give it to me.
Oh.
Like, I don't understand. Like, okay, let's say, forget it. No, Isaiah, put the clothing in bins. That means I have to go buy bins with red lids so I can easily be able to differentiate between the clothing and the shoes. And here's the thing. I mostly sell jeans when it comes to clothing. So, like, how do you put jeans in bins without putting them in bags and be able to easily tell whether or not this item is the item you're looking for? Because they're all the same color, basically, and some of them are the same brand. How do you quickly tell that this is the one you're looking for? It's hard. It's not easy. So I'd have to figure out an inventory system. I'd have to figure out a new photo system that doesn't make my back hurt or suffer through back pain for the next several weeks until I'm strong and thick. Or just go sell shoes. What you got? What y'all got? Y'all give me what y'all give me what you got. Anything you got. I'm here to listen. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm missing something about clothing that makes it so much better than shoes, and that's why I should do it. Because right now, like, my average profit per item on clothing is like $7. And that's like starting price. So I haven't even started marking down clothing yet. So like once it starts getting marked down, it might be like 4 or 5. So I don't know. And here's the other thing. Like, my thing about the clothing is every time I decide that I don't want to do clothing anymore, I sell something for like $40, $50 in clothing. And I'm like, man, maybe I should sell clothing. Maybe clothing's the move, y'all. Because I'm selling it for $40, $50. I sold 2 shirts today, I think. No, a shirt and a jacket?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a jacket?
I do believe it's a jacket.
I don't know. I sold that stuff. I sell jeans all the time. Like this weekend, I sold like 5 or 6 pairs of jeans. At least. So like, I could. Or I could just do shoes. And I think I'm just going to go do shoes. I think going to more stores, being a shoe expert, and just everybody that knows me knows, like, if you have shoes that you want to get moved, send them to Isaiah. I think that's a better option. Mm-hmm. I think it's better for the business. I think it's easier to train people going forward on, like, how to do a shoe business rather than having a clothing team and a shoe team. You know, I just think it's better to do shoes. And the market for shoes is at least several $1 million. So I don't see a reason why, at least right now, I should be doing anything else. So that's it, man. That's it. This was a lot more informal, but I really enjoy this video a lot more than like me screen sharing with you guys a little bit. Like, I don't know. I like talking to y'all, man. And this is kind of, maybe I should title this like rant. Should I do clothing or shoes? You know, something like that. I don't know. But I think 100% I should do just shoes, focus in on the shoes, and just make more money doing that. Because here's the other thing: when I look at my profit per hour for shoes versus clothing, one, the clothing takes me way longer to process. For now, technically, but right now it takes me longer to process, and I'm not making as much profit. So the profit per hour is lower than it is on my shoes. Now, I bet you if I could, because people think like, well, the problem with shoes is you have to clean them and they're harder to find and they're more expensive. But I could hire somebody to clean shoes if I wanted to. I could take the $100, $200, $300 that I'd be spending on clothing per week, use that to hire somebody to clean shoes for me, and be fine. And then you don't got to clean the shoes. My whole job becomes photo and listing. And that's something else I need to talk to you guys about. I think Mariah and I are best served if we can get into a position where the only thing we're doing every day, like main thing Mariah does is like she's like heavy baby duty. She helps me with shipping every day, and we source together. But I think if our main job becomes we take photos all day, like photo, list, and source, if that's the only thing that we do, I think our profit per hour will like massively increase. So I'm thinking of getting to the point maybe by the end of this year where we completely outsource cleaning and we completely outsource shipping. Now we maybe not shipping because shipping's so fast. Like
shipping's much faster now.
Yeah, we can do shipping and like we can ship maybe we could probably pull 60 an hour at least 60 an hour. My fastest is 100 in 1 hour, but I know I can pull at minimum 60 pulled.
101 in an hour?
100 items pulled in an hour.
I see.
You remember when you called me that day and you were like, I was like, how long do you think it's going to take me to pull the 100? Yeah. And you're like, an hour. And I was like, bro, you tripping. There's no way. And I managed to do it in like 61 minutes or something like that.
Gotcha.
Remember?
Yeah.
So I think, for pulling, I can do that in about an hour. And then, at least for 60, my fastest speed is 100, but I know I can do 60 in an hour. And then for shipping, we should also be able to do 60 in an hour because my fastest speed for shipping was 100 in an hour as well. So, and that's on my Instagram. If you don't believe me, check my Instagram out. I actually showed the thing. Not me doing it, but like the timer and the amount that I pulled. So, I think 100%, like I could, if we could get to we outsource cleaning, I think our profit per hour goes up massively and we can make substantially more money. The only downside is just trying to figure out how to get enough shoes where it warrants hiring somebody to do it. Because, like, I don't need to hire somebody to do 15, 20 a day. I can do that. But if I'm trying to do, 60, 70, 80 a day, maybe outsourcing the cleaning makes that a lot easier. So that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy listening to my rant. I'm about to eat some burgers and take some photos of some shoes because I got work to do. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Peace.
Love y'all. Bye. Peace.